If you think your bullet journal is boring and you need some bujo inspiration, this is the video for you, because today I'm going to share with you guys 10 different, very unique bullet journal theme ideas that you can use in your own journals. I've been keeping a list of bullet journal theme ideas in my phone for about, 4 years. These themes I'm going to talk about today, mostly I haven't used yet in my bullet journal, and if you do decide to take a theme idea from this video and you end up posting it, make sure to tag me on social media at the Mingo Studio, because I would love to see all of your beautiful creations. Okay, number one, hear me out for this one. Strawberry or blueberry milk. This is such a weird thing to start off the video with. Okay, I'm gonna put a vision board up for all of these different theme ideas so you guys can get a picture of like what's in my head, what I'm envisioning for this. Strawberry milk, blueberry milk. It's like pastel colors, cows, blueberries, strawberries, like those colors go together. Like I'm talking about light white, of course, for the milk, maybe a light blue, a light pink, some browns for like the cow spots. Like that just goes so well together. It'll be so cute to have different blobby shapes, like maybe the shapes of the boxes aren't actual boxes and they're like shapes of milk splatter. So adding little strawberry drawings. And you can even do like, oh my gosh, you know how like people dip strawberries in chocolate? So you could do that with like chocolate milk, and that could be like a brownish pinkish theme. Those colors go so well together. I feel like that could be super cute. And if you draw like little cows, and maybe the spots on the cow's like butt can be blueberries, that's so adorable. Like, I know you see the vision. So there's theme idea number one. Oh, in case you haven't noticed, I did get contacts. I had a whole debacle this week where my glasses broke. I do have glasses still. They're coming in the mail. I have a new set coming, but I'm also wearing contacts for now. So maybe in some videos I may have glasses, I may not. I'm not blind. I was last week, but I'm cool now. Okay, next theme idea. Industrial NYC home decor. I love the New York aesthetic, quote unquote. Like that's all that's been popping out on social media recently, but like I'm talking brick, I'm talking lots of plants, I'm talking exposed like pipes and again brick. Those types of aesthetics in a home are just beautiful to me, and I'm like, why not emulate that in a bullet journal spread? So like you can have a lot of brick background, you can draw a lot of fake plants in pots, you can also use those color palettes of like browns contrasting with white, hardwood flooring, maybe some curtains with lace. Like I feel like there's a lot of contrast in NYC home decor. It's like the soft with the hard, and it just kind of combines together in this mesh of home decor that you can also put in your bullet journal. I think there are two options. You can either just like literally draw like pictures of someone's home, like illustration of a living room. You know, you have the couch, you have the rug, you have the windows, all that stuff. You could literally draw those, or you can just take it more figuratively and just like draw plants in the corners like of your spreads, draw some bricks so it's almost like the spread is the room. There are different ways you can take it, I feel, but this would be super cute and one that I've been debating to use before. Haven't used yet, but maybe I will in the future. Number 3 is shoes and clothes and maximalist. This is kind of similar to the NYC one because this also reminds me of New York, but I feel like the fashion aesthetic is super cool because it's like super chaotic. Obviously they're all different colors and patterns and types of style and clothing, but like images of shoes on a rack or clothing hanging on a rack, and really leaning into that maximalist, like all sorts of colors kind of design. So you can even do like a color palette that's like crazy, like a bajillion colors in it, but you can tie it together with like really dark contrast. So like there's a lot of black, like all the headers are in black and a certain fun font. That way it kind of like grounds all the different colors of the clothes and the shoes. I feel like this is also cute because it's like obviously your clothing kind of helps define who a person is. So maybe it's like building a character that kind of lives in your spreads, but you don't see them, you only see their clothes, their closet. That could be super cute. I'm specifically envisioning like those clothing racks you see on TikTok, so like all the different people's outfits hanging on hangers, and then below it there's like the rack of shoes. Like that would be such a cute like cover image, you know, just that really simple, maybe a potted plant, maybe some vinyl on the wall, and like that just is the fashion aesthetic. And again, kind of goes in with the NYC one of before, but like that's just kind of what I'm envisioning here. Okay, number 4, this is more like a spring aesthetic kind of spread, although I don't think you have to like only do spreads like this in the spring and vice versa, but this is frogs on lily pads / pond aesthetic. So obviously there's going to be a lot of green, maybe some blue, maybe some pink, you know, drawing cute little frogs on their cute little lily pads, maybe some little florals, some flowers. This one I feel like maybe isn't the most original, but it's adorable and I think you guys should do it anyway. I feel like you can take this so many ways. You can really lean into like super realistic drawings, like maybe you have a big landscape of a lake or a pond and there are all these different like critters and it's super cute, or you want to take it really cartoonish and just draw like little frogs hopping around, and it just kind of puts you in the vibe of like the calm nature environment that you want to be in, and just kind of put that in your journal. I feel like would be super pretty. I feel like watercolor would be a great medium to use for this because obviously it's a pond, it's water, but also like using the water paint to kind of illustrate the just really simple, not high contrast, just calm, peaceful vibes of like a pond or a lake. I feel like that would it'll go really well together. Okay, next is floating lanterns. Now I feel like everyone's thinking Rapunzel, everyone is thinking Tangled, which is valid. I feel like a lot of people have done Tangled themes recently. I've seen that a lot on social media, which is totally fine. Like I love that. That's really cute. But you can also take floating lanterns kind of less the Disney route and just more generally. I'm imagining like dark backgrounds with like golden dots, and like you can draw a really close-up one, or you can draw like the little ones floating away. I've seen like maybe 1 or 2 of these themes that are only floating lanterns and not Rapunzel, and I love them so much. I really want to do one. I don't know when, but like maybe sometime down the line, and I feel like this is a really cool and pretty original idea. You can even do like the things hanging down from the lanterns, like little like tags, whatever that they have. In fact, if you guys saw my January 2023 bullet journal theme, I did like Japanese Asian temples, and a lot of them had like lanterns hanging from them, and this is kind of similar because it was lanterns, except they weren't like glowing and floating, they were just hanging. But like you can also take inspiration from that kind of culture and bring that into your theme idea. I think that would be really, really cool, especially if that kind of like relates to your own heritage. That could be really personal and really fun. So I feel like this is a cool idea that you can just kind of play around with, and definitely lean into those dark contrasts of like dark night, light lanterns, and it'd just be super cool. If you're enjoying this video so far and you want to see more videos from yours truly, make sure to subscribe down below and join the family. Okay, the next one, kind of similar to that like culture thing, is Dia de los Muertos. I'm imagining like Coco in my head, which I know is like such a stereotypical version of Dia de los Muertos, but that's a great movie. I love that movie. But one thing that I love about this holiday is, of course, the sugar skulls, and that's like a big part of the aesthetic. So this design of like the art that they draw on the skulls can be like really interpreted into a bullet journal theme super easily, because obviously the different designs and patterns that they have like on the sugar skulls can be implemented into a bullet journal spread. Like if you're just drawing like a tracker page and you just have like the designs in the corners that mimic the ones on the sugar skulls, I feel like that could be super cool and a really easy way to continue the art design through the rest of the spreads, even if you don't want to draw like something super detailed in every single page in your bullet journal. This color palette I'm also thinking of is really colorful, just leans into all the colors: blues, orange, pinks, purples, like all the bright colors, happy and festive, artistic but deep at the same time. I feel like this would be really cute. So I was debating honestly doing this theme last October, like last month, but I ended up doing something a little different. I did anatomy instead, but I feel like this would be super cool if anyone wants to take this idea and just run with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7 is bathtub and bubbles. I just love the idea of just a girl in a bathtub with her feet up and she's just lounging. It's a self-care day and they're just like bubbles floating out of the bubble bath. I feel like that's super cute. Like the vibes are immaculate and you can go so many places with that. So like personally, if I'm in a bathtub, I'm thinking like brown for the walls, white, maybe bluish, purplish tones for the bubbles themselves. And if there's like a window behind you, you can also use the blue there to draw in the sky behind the window and kind of tie in those colors together. However, I feel like throughout the spreads, you can also just draw bubbles in general, and that could emulate the image from the cover page. You can even go farther than just like the bathtub vibes. You can also add in some like self-care, make a self-care theme. So like, you know, the gua sha, the ice roller, the face masks, the cucumber on your eyes, like hair towels all up and above your head. Like this could go so much more in depth than just a bubble bath, but like that's kind of where my idea stems from, and then you can like, expand from there in the later weekly spreads. Okay, number 8 is glowing mushrooms and witch's brew. I know Halloween is already done and over with, but I think this would be a cool idea, not only for like the fall season, although I think would be great for fall, but for any month of the year, is doing like glowing mushrooms, because I feel like mushrooms are very already used. Everyone does mushrooms, which is cool, it's fine, but like it is not very original. And so I feel like glowing mushrooms adds that little bit of something new, something different. And you can do like so many fun colors like orange or green or purple. Those are Halloween colors. Okay, you can also do like pinks or blue, like, you know, really vibrant colors of like neon and like glowing mushrooms. And this also kind of goes in with the witch's brew, because I'm like, if you have a pot like stirring of like some kind of magical potion, it would probably be glowing and have like bubbles coming out of it in the same color, and it kind of like a little twist on just the normal like witch mushroom vintagey theme. I feel like those are usually like, you know, very brown coated, but I feel like if you added that pop of neon, it's like modern with that old traditional like dark academia vibe. I feel like that's a good contrast and something I've never seen before. So if one of you guys can do it, tag me. I want to see it. I want to share it because I feel like it's going to be amazing. Okay, number 9, vintage advertisements. So I feel like a lot of people do decades themes, and I feel like that's super common. So like I did 270 themes in my bullet journal before. However, vintage ads I don't see very often. This is like for people who don't really draw that much but would rather do like some kind of layering or cutting and pasting kind of spreads, that way they're not actually drawing too much. You could take like an old old magazine with like a lot of vintage ads, or like take some pictures off the internet of like old vintage ads from like the 50s and 40s of, you know, all of the little things that they sell, and then like cut and paste them to create like little collages in your bullet journal. This would be super cute because it's like a twist on like the decades theme. So you're not just like drawing, you know, a poodle skirt, but you're like taking literal ads from the past and like putting them in your bullet journal. But that would be super cute. Lastly, for this, I'm imagining like for all the headers, I would definitely try to think of fonts that match the decade or the time period that you're taking ads from. So like if it's from 50s, you could do like a 50s font like this one here on the screen, I'll show you. Or if it's from like super old, like the 1800s maybe, and everything was obviously written in like cursive usually, so you could do like really elegant like cursive or calligraphy for all your fonts. Anything to really tie in the vibe of that time period into the aesthetic in your bullet journal I think would look super good. And then number 10, this idea is pretty broad. I feel like you can take it kind of however you want to. This essentially is like take a theme idea from any book or movie, TV show, etc. that you're interested in. It could even be like a music artist. So like for me, for example, I did a theme about Harry Styles's Harry's House album a couple years ago. Also this year in May, I did an Alice in Wonderland theme, and so I really took that aesthetic and ran with it. I was like, okay, I love Alice, I had her on the cover page, but I also used a lot of flock motifs, flowers, Queen of Hearts, so you know they had the deck of cards, like those kind of things. So like you can do this with any book, movie, TV show, music artist, whatever, and just kind of take any inspiration from like their album cover, their book cover, the vibe and aesthetic of the movie, and like take those different art pieces and like put them in your spread. There are like a bajillion like movies, TV shows, books. There's no way that you can't think of a book that no one has made a bullet journal theme for. Whatever you're currently interested in, and like make a theme out of that. So that's definitely a cool idea. I think I would love to see people doing this more often. If you take something original, like something that you're interested in, it's like merging two of your passions into one. I feel like that's super unique, and it would be an amazing idea. Let me know in the comments below any cool original bullet journal theme ideas that you guys have. I would love to keep this conversation going, and also let me know which out of the 10 that I shared today was your favorite and maybe one that you'll use in the future. Like I said, if you do end up posting any of these theme ideas that you do use, I would love to see it, so tag me on Instagram at The Mingo Studio, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I have loads and loads of exciting videos coming up in the next couple weeks. And speaking of, next week I'm posting my December bullet journal setup, which is crazy. Feels like it's only halfway through November, but here we are at December. So if the video is out, I'll have it linked right here on the screen so you can go check it out. And if not, here's a different video that I feel like you should watch. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.